So there's a new blog post out by the Pi core team, and it's CD Games beta launch demonstrates the power of building on Pi. On May 14th, CD Games launched its beta app in the Pi ecosystem, introducing an instant access HTML5 gaming platform available through the Pi browser. The beta launched with 10 initial games across casual, puzzle, idle, action, and competitive categories, along with skill-based tournaments, platform progression through CD Score, the Pi Elf companion experience, Elf Continent, and the developer infrastructure for Pi integrated games. Together, these features make CD Games a platform-level experience that brings gameplay, identity, community participation, and developer opportunity into one Pi-powered environment. And I will say this, I did sign up, I started playing this, and overall, I was impressed with it. But like anything else, I really don't have the time to play games. So I've kind of let that drop off, but I will say that the quality of the games that are on there are very good. The Elf Continent is a lot of fun. The marketplace is open now in the continent, and it has some bumps. A lot of people are not happy with the way it's rolling out, and hopefully as things progress, they will address that. I will say that the developers, CD Games, is very active on their Discord channel, and they've pushed out now 6 updates since the initial launch, correcting bugs and balancing the gameplay to make it more fair. So consider this a work in progress. The CD Games launch is still considered beta, so I would expect to see more changes. So don't get too upset if things don't work exactly the way you want right now. In less than 1 week after launch, CD Games organically attracted over 81,000 pioneers across 160 plus countries and regions. I will tell you right now that they have far surpassed that number. I think the last I heard, they were now up to almost 200,000 users, and that's amazing. 5 million Pi has been staked in the ecosystem for the Pi Elf, or the CD Games app, or the platform, which is, I think, is even more now. And they were talking about how much Pi has currently been spent in the game, and I forget what it was, but it was a pretty high number. So this is really, shaping out to be the first true use for Pi that's worth mentioning. So I'm really excited about it. Like I said, I wish I had more time to play games, but I don't. But by all means, check it out. It's really fun. CD Games recorded a significant number of ads shown, highlighting how apps on Pi can begin monetization with real users through the Pi ad network, as long as creators build utility-based engaging apps. Now, I will say this, I do not like the ads. I don't like the ads at all, regardless of what I'm doing. But the ads for CD Games tend to be particularly long, and they pop up everywhere. If you want to do anything, it seems you have to watch an ad, which I don't like. That part, I could really leave it. Now, fortunately, inside the Pi Elf Continent, there's not a lot of reasons to watch ads, and that's kind of cool. But when you're playing the regular games on the platform, it's all over the place. CD Games app ranking and Pi ecosystem directory staking was boosted by 3.19 million Pi in total. As I mentioned, at the last I heard, it was over 5 million. So this is kind of old data. The vast majority of which was staked by the community, making it one of the top staked Pi apps. Staking is an optional way for pioneers and businesses to support the apps they create or use and enjoy in the ecosystem interface, while giving developers a visible signal of community interest. I'll skip ahead here a little bit. The organic traction of CD Games beta launch illustrates Pi's solution to a growing challenge for developers in general. Building apps is becoming easier, but reaching real users is increasingly difficult. The Pi platform connects developers or creators with a large, engaged community of pioneers and supports app experiences that solve human needs. And I'll just skip to the end here. In collaboration with Pi, CD Games will continue to gather feedback, improve user experience, refine platform features, and expand its game library. Real usage gives developers ongoing feedback on what works, what can improve, and where new utility can emerge. So please check out CD Games. I think you'll find it fun if you're into mobile gaming at all. I think there's a lot there to be happy with. And on that note, I will point this out here. Just this week, the CD Games rolled out 4 new games, and you can see them here: CoinWhack, Fruit Stack, Gem Nova, and there was another one, I guess. I don't see it here, but yeah, they rolled out. Oh, here, Rainbow Cubes. So they rolled out 4 new games, and like I said, the games that are already there are pretty fun. I like the zombie one. I got pretty far in that, and then the game just kind of ends for no reason. So I don't know why, but I play for a long time, and then the game just ends, and I get a score and whatever. I tried doing a tournament, and because the game ends, I can't continue scoring, but I didn't die, and my health was at full and I was still going. And then the game just said, congratulations, you've finished. So I don't know what that means, but like I said, I don't have time to play, but it was fun while I did play. And here we got several news stories here. And this is on Be In Crypto. The exchange wallets received a net 1.5 million Pi inflow in 24 hours, which isn't that bad actually, considering the amount of Pi that gets unlocked and has been unlocked and recently. Only 1.5 million going to the exchanges is not bad. And you have to consider too is that a lot of those inflows aren't necessarily intended to be traded. I mean, I'm sure a lot are, but a lot of people move their Pi to exchange wallets because they feel that they're safer, to be honest with you. And I don't necessarily disagree with them. I mean, the Pi wallets are inherently safe, but it's really easy to be fooled into giving out your passphrase and then your Pi is gone. Moving it to a exchange, which is a centralized wallet, they're often custodial, which means that nobody's going to hack in there and steal your stuff. And if they do, you do have more recourse with them than you would with the non-custodial wallets that the Pi network offers. So it's a pretty common practice. I don't do it, but I know a lot of people do. So like I said, there's 1.5 million that went to the exchanges in the last 24 hours, but that doesn't mean that people are actively selling it. Like I said, I'm sure a large number of people are, but at the current price of 14 cents, I have to question why. The Whale wallet has crossed 400 million Pi near record lows. So that ODM wallet that we've heard about so often is continuing to accumulate Pi during this downturn. And they're now up to over 400 million Pi. It says here, Pi Network heads into June with a single wallet that has crossed 400 million Pi. The token still trades near 14 cents, close to its all-time low, and weighted down by daily unlocks. Now, everyone says that it's the unlocks that weigh it down, but historically, that hasn't been the case. Pi is down because all cryptos are down. Bitcoin is low right now, and in fact, Pi is actually holding its value better than Bitcoin is when you look at the trend charts. You're always going to have some price pressure due to the unlocks, but that's not why the Pi coin is down right now. The Pi coin is down because everybody's down. And then here it says the MACD setup hints at a June bounce despite bearish trends. Pi's daily chart leans bearish heading into June. Price action has carved lower lows since the February peak. The token now trades near 14 cents, just above its 12.9 cent all-time low. With volume tapering through May, The moving average convergence divergence, which is the MACD, on the daily time frame offers a different read. Over the past 8 months, each move from negative to positive on the indicator has preceded a sharp short-term rally. Past bullish crosses on October 17th and November 16th, 2025, produced gains of 53.5% and 30.39%. The signal failed on December 20th. The February 13th cross delivered the largest move at 122.07%. The most recent crossover on April 15th produced 21.36%. Now, this is all technical trading, so there's no guarantee that this pattern will hold, and we did see one instance where it did not. But the signals are that based on historical behavior, what's happening right now does seem to indicate that we could see a price bounce from where we are right now. And then here is the Whale wallet. One Pi address tracked as the ODM wallet has now crossed 400 million tokens, making it the largest single holder. Recent on-chain data shows the wallet adding more than 1.5 million Pi in one day. The pattern of near daily accumulation has held through May. Some analysts have speculated the address could serve a buyback or treasury role. No party has confirmed ownership of the mysterious Whale wallet. Several Pi commentators have framed it as a form of whale-driven price support, absorbing supply during the drawdown. Now, I don't think that's the case. I think this person is just smart. They're taking advantage of the drawdowns and accumulating. That's what you do. If you have the money, you do it. Especially if you think that the token has potential. Now, it may very well be some sort of hidden treasury or price check valve, but I don't know. That would seem a little dodgy to me, and I've said that in the past, but time will only tell. PiScan data shows tagged exchange wallets now hold about 545 million Pi in total, with a net inflow of roughly 1.5 million Pi in the past 24 hours. Inflows to exchanges typically signal incoming sell pressure rather than accumulation. The whale's buying has not been enough to offset the broader supply moving back toward trading venues. Now, I will say that the protocol version 24 is now out. The deadline was yesterday, and they haven't moved the needle yet to the 25 upgrade. But what I will say is that they did change their dates. Originally, as you can see here, we're on version 23, and if you go down here, we're supposed to be doing the 24 update, which is supposed to be done now. I did it, right away. And I'll be honest with you, I had problems with it. It was supposed to be a very simple update. Version 23, which was the big update, gave me no trouble at all. As soon as I switched to 24.1, I had all kinds of problems, and my anti-scammer bot, as a result, wasn't working very well. And I had a couple of high-profile unlocks that were happening right around this time, so I had to scramble to solve this problem. Or revert back to version 23. Now, luckily, I was able to solve the issue. It took me about 3 days to really get it stable, but I managed to limp along in the meantime and win 2 more claims. But what's interesting here is that the dates for the version 25 and 26 update are no longer set in stone. They were set previously, and they were supposed to be ending before Pi 2 Day, but now they're reverted to be determined. Now, maybe they're also having issues with the version 24.1 update. I know I did, and I had to make some interesting changes that were not obvious to get it to work. The issue for me was the Postgre database. The default configuration was way too narrow for this node to operate effectively, and I had to tweak all of that to expand its operating environment and improve its performance. So maybe they're running into that as well. I don't know, but the fact of the matter is they did change their dates. So we don't really know when the version 26 upgrade will happen. I hope it's still before Pi 2 Day, because I think that that's what they're waiting for to unroll some other features. But time will tell. We really don't know what's in the minds and hearts of the Pi Core team when it comes to dates. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Well, that's all I've got for today. There's been quite a few things going on, and I wanted to get out there and let you know. But like I said, I'm going to try to get more updates out more frequently so that we can keep on top of what's happening. You know, things are picking up. They're happening more frequently now, and I think it deserves more prompt coverage. And I think, you know, not a lot of people are staying on top of this. So I think that it would behoove me to try to do so, because I know a lot of you count on me to do it. So, but if anything breaks, I'll be sure to hop on here and let you know. But until then, don't panic, stay the course, and remember, the success of the Pi Network begins with you. Pi to the moon. Peace.